Hi guys, today we're back again with a head shaver review. Today's review is for the School Shaver Palm dedicated head shaver. In the review we're going to unbox the shaver, not that there's a lot to unbox, take a look at the design and the features. I will also do a head shave and a facial shave, as the palm shaver is recommended as a facial shaver as well as a head shaver. And I'll wrap it up with further suggestions and links you can take a look at. My name's Jason from shavingadvisor.com, which is all about reviewing men's grooming products and offering guides. And one of the things that I do a lot of and enjoy doing, possibly because of this, is reviewing head shavers, electric head shavers. Please do hit the subscribe button if you'd like to see further reviews. You can make some suggestions to me, see some products I can review, but you'll really help get this channel moving forward and it'll be much appreciated. A quick disclaimer, I got sent this product for free, the School Shaver Palm. However, that doesn't influence my reviews at all. And whenever I get a product free from a company, which is quite a few that I get, I always say to them the review is going to be honest and straightforward. It's not going to be pleasing them in any way. It's all about how the product performs, if it's worth its money, and giving a review for you guys. I've owned the School Shaver Palm for over 3 years now. It was one of the first head shavers that I got, apart from I tried a couple from Amazon, the cheaper ones, and they wasn't so great. And then this was the first shaver that I tried that was from a kind of brand, a small brand. This new one that I've got and showing you what we get inside. So we have a handy little leaflet that is an advertisement plus it shows you about the blades that are available from School Shaver. There's the manual, the head shaver, a nose and ear trimmer. To attach the nose and ear trimmer, just remove the rotary blade and replace it with the nose trimmer. Inside this little box is the power cord, power lead, which has a USB port attachment there, plus a plug and a brush, a small brush. Now this blade cover helps protect the blades. There are 3 rotary blades. Now these can be pressed in there, which helps with the various contours of the head, and also these have movement as well, the blades. These blades can be removed. This area here is very useful because there's a large gap there that collects debris and can be cleaned out after being used. Now the blades can be taken apart. This white section here can be turned so that these can all be removed and take out each blade. Now you rarely need to do this, is only if you really need to give them a good clean up, or there is some sort of fault inside. We can remove the blades just by turning it to the left there and then slip it back on. Now this protects the power area, I believe, when the shaver is being used wet. Now the shaver can be used in a normal manner, held by the sides while shaving, or what School Shaver has a patent on this part of their design is held in between the fingers like so. The power button, when the battery is running low, so when it has power it's green. Once it's running low and there's about 5 or 10 minutes left, this will turn red. Wet shaving with the palm and other head shavers is useful, especially when you're getting started with head shaving, so you prevent any kind of soreness, and it will be quicker. The only negative side of that is that it's a lot more mess and cleaning up, where sometimes we just want it to be very convenient, and that's the whole point of electric shavers, and it's to get a shave conveniently and quick without all the cleaning up and mess that goes with it. Okay, so now for one of the important parts, which is to have a head shave. You can see there's some growth there. There's not a hell of a lot, and that's because I've trimmed it down with a hair trimmer down to 0.5. I never trim never use a head shaver when I've got a lot of hair. Always just use a trimmer, trim it right down. And these type of trimmers are always best used daily, or use them every couple of days. But once the hair grows a little, past 0.5 mil, just give it a quick trim with a trimmer, and it'll take care of the blades, make the blades last longer and get the job done quicker. Okay, let's get this going. So the two ways of holding this shaver, that's the normal way of holding the shaver. That's usually for the size, top. Now I have a kind of line there because my hair recedes around there, like there, so I have like a monk look. Because it recedes to there, I always get like a 5 o'clock shadow that you can still see there. That's difficult to properly get rid of with an electric head shaver. A normal razor will kind of get rid of that for a short period of time, but it's always going to come back. But what I do here is I stretch the skin and then shave against the grain. It helps it get a bit closer. Now this section here can always be, around the ears, can always be a tricky part. So what I do here is pull the ear down and then shave around it. That gets rid of most of it. Okay, so for the back of the head, we can use the shaver with School Shaver's patented design. Well, I haven't used a School Shaver palm for quite a long time now, because I've had many other head shavers and other head shaving products to test out. It's been quite some time I've used it, and it's actually feeling pretty good, close enough on what I'd expect for a head shaver, an electric head shaver. Okay, job done. Yeah, that's pretty close. That's smooth enough for me. This is the only head shaver that I've ever used that I'm happy to have a facial shave. I wouldn't usually have a facial shave with a head shaver. However, as this only has three rotary blades, the head's quite small, and the blades are quite comfortable. So I'm okay if needed, if I was travelling and only had this shaver available, to have a quick shave. But I'm going to show you a quick shave of it so we see how it performs. There's no pulling, and it's comfortable. Fairly comfortable. It's not going to get close as the electric shavers, some of the best shavers, like a Braun Series 9 Pro or the top Philips Norco shavers, but it'll do the job. You've got to be careful doing this, because it may not be right for some people's necks. You know, it easily get some soreness or redness, especially when you first use it. The main reason to show me shaving like this is it just gives you the option if needed. And like I said, most head shavers I wouldn't put near my face like that. But for this shaver, it's not too bad. You see I'm needing to go over quite a few times on certain areas because it's missing hairs. It gets them eventually. Okay, that'll do. So after every shave we need to give the blades a clean. There's a couple of ways of doing this, but the first thing I would do is always, if I haven't wet shaved, get out as much debris as possible first before getting it wet. So we can use the small brush that comes with it. I'll do and blow it out. That's got most of that shave out. Alright, then we can wash it under the tap. But what I suggest when you wash it under the tap is to use an antibacterial hand soap. Put some of that on the blades. It'll make them smell a bit fresher and it will give them some antibacterial protection. Now switch it on. Okay, let's get into the pros. The first thing is that's the design. That design is useful for shaving the back of the head, as we've seen in the shave I did, and you can also hold it that way. One of the things I really like about school shavers is the type of blades that they have. They just seem like better quality, and they state that they're made with Japanese steel. They flex here, but they also flex inside there, which makes them much more flexible on shaving along the contours of the head. I also like this compartment here where all of the debris can collect, and it's easy to clean out. There's plenty of gap there. On some of these head shavers, this gap is very small and they block up with debris much easier. If needed, a good thing about this shaver is you can also purchase any of the other school shaver blades, the four rotary blades, and remove this, and when you purchase that, replace it with that. So really then you get what would be a school shaver silver. It being able to be used as a facial shaver and head shaver is useful if somebody's going to be going on a travel and they only want to take one shaver. I generally like that the school shavers don't come with lots of accessories like trimmers and massagers and all that kind of stuff. You know, all I want is what the tool is supposed to do, and that's primarily head shave, although this will facial shave as well. I know it comes with the nose and ear trimmer, and actually the first time I bought this and then used it, it worked really well. But I just don't want all the bits and bobs that come with it. I just want a head shaver. After I did the facial shave, I did have to go back and go to the mirror by myself and clear it all up. And I was pleasantly surprised. Right, anything that I don't like about this shaver? I mean, for some people, other head shavers have a bigger area here, or they have more blades. You know, that can cover more of an area on the head. So I guess that could be a negative. Some people may find the head section here a little bit bulky. If they don't need that design, and they just hold the shaver like that, then they might find that slightly bulky compared to others that are a little smaller and hold a little bit better in the hand like that. One of the issues that people have had over the years, not so much now, is the battery life. So after a period of time, these batteries stop working. When you put the cord in, the shave will still work. However, batteries like this on head shavers and electric shavers will, after a couple of years, 2-3 years, will begin to die. Anyway, that's kind of natural. However, some people in the past have had issues with that much quicker than 2 or 3 years. The cost of the palm is around $40. In pounds is around just under £45, and euros is around about 45. Also included in the costs is a replacement blades. These should be replaced approximately every 3 to 6 months, depending on how often you use them. and how coarse your hair is. But every 3 to 6 months, and they cost around about $30. It's not expensive when comparing with other head shavers. Yes, you can see you can get some a lot cheaper on Amazon, as I've seen a lot of the Chinese companies. However, the couple of them that I used, there was really low standard, and they're broken. Yeah, and I'd rather support the Western companies. So let's wrap it up. I always suggest to readers and watchers to take a look at the webpage I have within the description for the top head shavers that I've used. That's always changed, and if I've used a new head shaver, it will be on that page. You may not find out for this video 6 months or 12 months later. So it's worth going there, and it's great for comparing head shavers. There's a whole list of them that I've used, and I rank them of how they've performed. In the description you'll also find a link where I write about how I compare the skull shaver head shavers. I might even do a video about these, a comparison video. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button if you found this video useful in any way at all. Thanks for watching. Happy shaving and grooming.